Heavy rain hits the luxury HOA community at night like the sky is angry. Water runs down the streets and shines on perfect houses. The lawns look like green carpets with clean edges. Every window glows warm yellow behind expensive curtains. The roads are silent like sound is not allowed after dark, and security guards stand straight near the gate, scanning every car with strict eyes because only rich faces and famous names can enter this community without permission. And the rule book created by powerful HOA board members is followed like law inside these walls. No mistakes allowed, no noise allowed, no poor faces allowed, and no children allowed in business meetings because children are called distractions by people who live here like kings. One evening when the rain becomes heavy, a small old car enters the gate slowly. The wheels shake like the car is tired. The engine coughs like it is about to stop, and the security guard looks at the car with confusion because the car does not match the rich world he sees every day. He asks for the ID. The young woman inside the car shows the appointment letter with shaking hands. He looks at her baby on the back seat and his face becomes confused again, but he can't say no because the CEO himself sent the interview call. He opens the gate slowly, and the old car enters a world where everything looks cold and perfect. Inside the car sits a young single mom named Sophia. Her eyes show fear. Her fingers hold the steering wheel like she is afraid it will disappear. She holds her baby close with one hand because the child is sleeping lightly. She drives with the other hand. Her mind works faster than the car as she remembers the whole story of her struggle. She lost her husband in an accident 2 years ago. She lost her job 3 months ago. She lost her house last week because she could not pay rent. And now she is living in a small borrowed room with her baby, praying every day that she can feed her child, praying every night that someone gives her one chance to build a safe future. And today is that chance. Today is the interview that can change her life. She parks near the CEO's private office building. The parking space looks huge, empty, rich, cold. Her old car looks like a toy between luxury cars with black glass and silver bodies. Rain falls on her hair. The cold wind hits her face. She lifts her baby from the seat, covers the child with a small blanket that is clean but old. She holds the baby like life is in her arms. She runs through the rain. Her shoes get wet. Her hair sticks to her neck. She enters the building through a big glass door, and inside she sees marble floors shining like mirror, chandeliers hanging like clouds full of gold light, tall walls with expensive art, and people wearing suits that cost more money than she has seen in months. Everyone in the lobby looks at her with shock. Their eyes move from her wet clothes to the baby sleeping on her shoulder. They whisper quietly, but she hears everything. She hears the judgment like knives. People say, "What is she doing here? She brought a baby? This is not a school." HOA rules say no children allowed in meetings. She must be desperate. She is poor. She will waste the CEO's time. And her heart shakes because she knows they will never accept her. She knows her chances are dying every second she stands there. She walks slowly to the receptionist. The receptionist looks at her baby first and her face becomes cold like she is seeing a problem. "Not a child," Sophia whispers with shaking voice. "Sorry, I brought my baby." Her voice is soft, broken, scared. She apologizes because she feels guilty for being a mother. She apologizes because she has no one to hold the baby. She apologizes because she has to choose survival over rules. The receptionist looks at her without a smile, and her silence feels heavier than loud insults. She does not answer. She only looks at the baby like the child is a violation of the perfect image the building wants to show. The HOA board members are sitting nearby, drinking expensive coffee, wearing custom suits, smiling fake smiles, and controlling the rules of hundreds of families like gods who decide fate. They see Sophia and start judging her like she broke a law. They whisper slowly, "She is poor. She is desperate. She should leave. Why is she allowed inside? Adrian will fire her in 2 seconds. People like her should stay outside the gates. This place is not for her." And their words hit Sophia's heart like stones. She feels small. She feels weak. She feels alone in a world where everything is big, powerful, cold, and rich. She turns to leave. Her feet move like someone else is controlling them. She feels tears in her eyes, but she tries to hide them because she does not want anyone to enjoy her weakness. She does not want anyone to see her break. She wants to leave with dignity even if her dreams die tonight. She whispers to her baby, We will find another way. Even though she knows she has no other way, she takes one step toward the door and everything changes in 1 second. The CEO, Adrian Blackwell, steps out of his glass office. He is tall, calm, and known for firing people in seconds without raising his voice. He walks like someone who knows his power. His eyes are sharp like they see every detail. His shoulders are straight like he carries heavy pain and heavy responsibility together. He wears a black suit, simple, clean, perfect, but his face shows nothing, no smile, no anger, no softness, only silence that scares people. He sees Sophia holding the baby. He sees her trying to leave. He sees her shaking. He sees the judgment in the room, and he walks forward with slow, quiet steps. Everyone waits expecting him to shout, to insult her, to call security, to follow the rule book, to protect the perfect image of the HOA. But something unexpected happens, something that nobody in that building, in that community, or in that world ever imagined. He gently takes the baby from her arms like he is afraid to hurt the child. He holds the baby with soft hands. He lifts the child in front of everyone, and he smiles, not a fake smile, not a polite smile, a deep emotional smile like he knows something nobody understands, like he is seeing a memory, like he is feeling something from his past come alive again right in front of him. The entire office becomes silent. People stop breathing for a moment. The sound of rain becomes louder than voices. The security guard at the door turns his head with surprise. The receptionist's eyes open wide. The HOA board members freeze. Their faces confused. Their coffee cups stop in the air. Everyone in the lobby watches the CEO holding a poor woman's baby with love, with tenderness, with protection, and people feel something in their chest. Maybe guilt, maybe shock, maybe fear, because this moment breaks the rules, breaks the image, breaks the power they use to control others. Sophia stands there speechless. Her heart beats fast like it will jump out. She watches the CEO holding her baby like the child belongs to him, like he knows the baby from years ago. Her mind fills with questions. Why is he helping me? Why is he smiling? Why is he holding my child? What is happening? And her feet do not move because the moment feels unreal. The baby wakes slowly, opens small eyes, looks at Adrian's face, and touches his cheek with tiny fingers like they already met somewhere long ago. Like the child knows him. Like the child remembers something the world forgot. The baby smiles softly without fear. Adrian closes his eyes for half a second like the touch enters his soul. He takes a slow breath like he is holding memories in his lungs, his voice soft but strong when he speaks. Follow me. He says to Sophia, and everyone hears the power in those two words. Everyone understands that the rules are broken, the judgment is broken, the wall between rich and poor is broken, and something big, something deep, something dangerous just started because of a small, sleeping baby in the arms of a man who was famous for having no heart. Adrian turns and walks toward his office holding the baby. Sophia follows him like she is walking in a dream. People move aside for them like they are seeing a king passing. The HOA board members look at each other with fear because they do not understand why the CEO is protecting her. They do not understand what he is thinking. They only understand one thing. Their power is in danger if the CEO breaks rules for someone like Sophia. Inside Adrian's office, the air feels different, warm, calm, free. The rain sound is softer through the glass. The baby falls asleep again on Adrian's shoulder like the child feels safe near him. Sophia stands in front of the desk holding her hands together because she does not know what to say. She wants to say thanks. She wants to say sorry again. She wants to explain why she brought the baby, but her throat closes, her words hide, her mind breaks between fear and hope. Adrian looks at her slowly. His eyes are dark like they hide stories that nobody knows. He says quietly, "Sit." Sophia sits. Her heart jumps. She looks at him and he looks at the baby like the child is part of him. She whispers, "I am sorry. I had no one to take care of my baby." And Adrian answers in a voice that feels heavy with emotion. "Never say sorry for being a mother." The sentence hits Sophia's heart like a warm light. It melts the cold words she heard in the lobby. It melts the pain she carried alone for years. She feels tears, but she hides them by looking down. Outside the office walls, rumors spread like fire. People ask each other, why did Adrian hold the baby? What is the connection? Did he know her? Is this a story from his past? And the board members try to control the situation because they fear the CEO's decision will destroy the strict image of the HOA. They fear losing control over rules, money, politics, power. Inside the office, Sophia tries to speak, but Adrian speaks first. His voice slow but strong. I know what people are saying outside. He says, but I do not care about rules created to hurt people. And Sophia looks at him with shock because she never expected a CEO who lives in the richest community to speak like this. She thought he would only care about image, about power, about perfection, not about a poor woman holding a baby. Adrian looks at the child sleeping in his arms, and his eyes show a pain that is old, deep, hidden, like he is seeing something that happened long ago, something that changed him, something that broke him. He touches the baby's small hand gently like he is touching memory, and Sophia sees something in his eyes that she cannot understand, something like sadness mixed with relief, like loss mixed with hope, like fear mixed with love. She wants to ask him who he is, why he helped her, why he is holding her baby like the child belongs to him, but she cannot speak. She only breathes slowly because she feels something big is happening, something that will change everything, something that started with a small whisper, sorry, I brought my baby, and now the entire world inside this rich community is shaking without making a sound. Adrian puts the baby on the sofa gently, covers the child with his jacket like a father would. Then he sits in front of Sophia. His fingers touch the desk softly. His eyes look directly into her eyes, and he says one sentence that opens the door of suspense, pain, and secrets. You have no idea how important your baby is. Sophia hears Adrian's words like someone opened a secret door in her life. You have no idea how important your baby is. Her heart stops. Her fingers shake. She looks at her sleeping child like she never saw the baby before. She tries to understand what he means, but her voice disappears in her chest. She only whispers, why, how? And Adrian looks at her with a calm face that hides a storm. He stands slowly and walks to the large glass window. Rain slides down like thin tears on the glass. Outside, the community lights shine like jewels in the dark. Every villa looks perfect. Every rule looks strong. Every secret looks hidden. Adrian takes a heavy breath and says in a soft voice, there are things in this community people will never tell you. There are stories buried behind walls, behind rules, behind power. His voice breaks for 1 second like he is remembering something painful. Then he turns and looks at Sophia again. She sits on the chair with straight back like the chair is holding her fear. She wants to ask, but she is afraid the answer will change her life. She watches Adrian walk slowly toward the sofa where her baby sleeps under his jacket. His eyes soften when he looks at the child, like he sees a ghost from his past. He touches the baby's small hand with one finger. His hand shakes for 1 second. He hides it, and then he sits again in front of Sophia, his voice deep and low. I didn't help you because you are a candidate for my company. I helped you because I know what it means to fight alone with a child. Sophia hears the words and pain rises in her throat. She did not expect a man like him to understand her life. She always thought rich people live without sadness, without fear, without hunger, without loss. She always thought CEOs live in a world with protection. She never imagined a man like Adrian knows the feeling she wakes with every morning, the feeling of holding her child and asking the world for one chance. She tries to speak. Her words come out broken. I don't understand. How my baby is important? Adrian looks down for a moment. His hands close slowly like he is holding something fragile. Then he says something that makes her world shake. Your baby reminds me of a life I lost, a life this place took from me. Sophia's eyes open wide. She feels cold in her spine. She does not know what to say. She only looks at him, waiting. Her heartbeat feels heavy in her ears when Adrian continues with slow voice. I once had a family. The air in the office becomes heavy. Even the sound of rain feels silent. Sophia sees something in his face she never expected. Not power, not pride, but pain. Pain that feels old, deep, like a scar on his heart. Adrian looks at the baby again. His voice shakes one time before he controls it. Years ago, before these walls became prison, before these rules destroyed people, before the board turned into gods, I was married. And Sophia's mind runs fast. She imagines a young Adrian, smiling, happy, holding hands with someone he loved, and she sees that picture break like glass in the present moment. Adrian continues before she can speak. My wife was pregnant. We waited for our child like light in our life. We planned everything. We prepared a room. We bought toys. We wrote names on paper every night. His voice becomes soft like a whisper. He touches the desk. His eyes look at a place far away like he is seeing a memory. Sophia covers her mouth with her hand because she feels a pain she didn't live. But she feels it through his words, like his memory is entering her heart. Adrian continues, "One night she felt pain. The baby was coming early. I panicked, but I stayed calm for her. I drove fast to the hospital. But when we reached the gate of this community, the guard stopped me." Sophia feels like her body becomes ice. She whispers, "Stopped you? Why?" Adrian laughs without joy, like someone laughing at a cruel joke. "Because the HOA rules say no emergency vehicles enter without board approval after midnight. They say ambulance lights disturb rich families sleeping. They say loud sirens break peace." His voice becomes bitter. "My wife was crying inside the car. I was shouting at the guard. He called the board president. They did not pick up the phone for 11 minutes. Sophia feels tears burn her eyes. She sees the scene in her mind like a movie. A man begging for help, a woman in pain, a baby fighting for life, and a rule book killing them. Adrian continues slowly. "The ambulance arrived late. Too late. They tried. But my wife died on the way to the hospital, and my child died with her." His voice shakes, and this time he does not hide it. He closes his eyes. One tear falls slowly down his cheek. Not loud, not broken, just one painful drop, like he never allowed himself to cry until this moment. Sophia covers her face. Her chest feels tight. She whispers through tears, "I am so sorry." But she knows sorry is too small for a pain like this. Sorry is too small for a mother and child lost to a rule made by people who live behind gold doors. Adrian wipes the tear fast like he remembers he is strong. Like he remembers people see him as cold iron, not as a broken man. He continues with slow voice. "From that night, I promised myself one thing: no rule, no board, no power will ever destroy another mother and another child while I breathe." Sophia almost drops from her chair because she feels something she never felt before. She feels connection. She feels that this man who looks untouchable is completely broken inside from the same thing she fights for every day. She fights for her baby. He lost his baby. Their pain may be different, but it is born from the same place, from a world that does not care about mothers until it is too late. Adrian looks at Sophia with a steady look. "When I saw you in the lobby, holding your child, surrounded by people judging you, when I heard you whisper apology for bringing your baby, when I saw fear in your eyes, I saw her." Sophia's breath stops. She whispers, "Your wife." Adrian nods. "Yes, and I saw him, my child, in your baby." And his voice shakes like he is bleeding from inside. "I saw what I lost, standing in front of me alive." Sophia looks at her sleeping baby. She feels something powerful move inside her. Like she is holding more than a child. Like she is holding destiny. She whispers, "But still, how is my baby important?" Adrian's gaze becomes deep, like he wants to tell her something bigger, but he stops himself. He stands and walks again to the window. The rain becomes quiet, the storm slows. His reflection looks like a man divided between past and present. He says without turning, "Your baby is important because this child is proof that rules can die and love can live again." He pauses. "Your baby is important because this community needs to see what they destroyed and what they could save." He turns slowly, his voice low. "And your baby is important because there are secrets here you don't know yet. Secrets even you don't know about your own child." Sophia's eyes open wide. Her hands become cold. She whispers, "What secrets?" But Adrian does not answer. His lips press together like he is protecting something. Like he is afraid to tell her everything now. He only says, "Not now." And the mystery hangs in the air like smoke. Before Sophia can ask again, someone knocks on the door fast like they are in panic. Adrian opens the door and his assistant enters, sweat on his forehead, eyes wide. He whispers something in Adrian's ear that Sophia cannot hear, but she sees Adrian's face become cold again, like the mask he wears in public returns. The assistant leaves quietly, and Adrian closes the door. His voice becomes sharp. "The HOA board knows you are here." Sophia feels fear punch her stomach. She whispers, "So what?" Adrian looks at her with serious eyes. "They think I hired you to attack them. They think I will destroy them using your story. They will not stay quiet. They will hurt you if they can. They will try to break you the way they broke me. Sophia feels anger rise inside her like fire. She holds her baby close. She remembers all the nights she cried alone, all the days she begged for a job, all the insults she received. And now this rich board wants to hurt her for surviving. She stands with shaking legs, but her voice suddenly becomes strong because she is speaking for her child, not for herself. Let them try. I have nothing but my baby and I will fight for my baby. Her voice surprises even her. Adrian looks at her like he sees something powerful inside someone who the world calls weak. He nods slowly. That is why you are here. And Sophia feels like her life entered a new path without her permission. Like destiny brought her to this office in the middle of rain. Like her baby brought light into a dark story she never knew existed. Adrian sits again. The room feels heavy with secrets. He speaks slower. Tomorrow you start working in my office. Not with others, with me. Sophia's heart jumps. She never imagined working directly with a CEO. She never imagined working in the richest building she ever saw. She whispers, "Me? Why?" Adrian answers with one line, "Because I can protect you if you are close." That line hits Sophia like a promise written in stone. Outside the window, the rain stops. The clouds begin to open slowly. Streetlights reflect on wet roads. Cars move quietly like nothing is happening inside this office. Like the world is still perfect outside these walls. Like rules still control people. But something changed tonight. Something big and quiet. Something that will shake the entire community without making noise. Something born from a mother's whisper and a CEO's broken heart. Sophia looks at her baby sleeping peacefully. She touches the child's hair. She whispers in her heart, "I will not run anymore." She looks at Adrian. His eyes look tired but alive. Like meeting this child gave him breath again. She understands that she walked into this building looking for a job, but she found a war against rules that kill, a war against pride that hides crime, a war against people who use power like weapon, and she whispers to herself quietly, "I will win this war for my baby." Adrian stands and picks up the baby one more time. He holds the child gently, almost afraid the baby will disappear if he holds too tight. Sophia sees tears in his eyes that he hides by looking away. He gives the child back to her, his voice low like someone praying, "Go home, rest, tomorrow the world will start changing." Sophia takes her baby. Her hands warm, she walks to the door slowly. Her legs feel weak, but her heart feels strong. Before leaving she turns, "Thank you?" Adrian nods, no smile, no words, just a deep look that carries pain and promise together. She leaves the office, walks through the lobby where the same people who judged her now look at her with fear and curiosity. She walks past the board members who whisper again, but their voices feel small now. She walks past the receptionist who stays silent. She walks out of the glass doors into the night with her baby on her shoulder. Her clothes still wet but her heart burning with new fire. She walks to her old car, opens the door, holds her baby close, and drives slowly away from the community that destroyed one life and might save another. Inside the office, Adrian stands alone, looking at the rain disappearing. His reflection in the glass looks like a man standing between yesterday and tomorrow. He touches the place where the baby's hand touched him like he is touching memory. He whispers to the empty room, "I will protect you this time." And outside the window, the community sleeps without knowing that their rules are about to burn. Sophia wakes up the next morning before sunrise, her eyes heavy from crying in silence after coming home. Her baby sleeps beside her on the small bed in the borrowed room she lives in. The walls are cracked. The fan makes soft noise. The window shows a sky still dark with clouds. But her heart feels different today, not full of fear, but full of something new. Maybe hope, maybe fire, maybe a promise she made last night without speaking it loud. She touches her baby's cheek gently and whispers, "Today everything changes." Her voice soft but strong, like she is talking to destiny instead of a child. She stands slowly, prepares small milk for the baby, eats nothing because there is nothing to eat, ties her hair tight, wears the same simple clothes she washed at night, holds her baby close and walks out into the cold air. Her old car waits like an old friend that never complains. The engine makes tired sound but starts. She drives to the HOA community again. This time her hands do not shake on the steering wheel. This time she does not think about people judging her. This time she remembers Adrian's words, Never say sorry for being a mother. And the words sit in her heart like a shield. She reaches the community gate, the same security guard stands straight, but now his eyes are different. He looks at her with respect touched by fear, like he knows she is not just a poor woman with a baby anymore. She is someone the CEO walked with, someone the CEO protected, someone who can change things. He opens the gate without questions. She drives in slowly. The perfect houses look the same but feel different, like the walls are watching her now, like power is shifting inside them. She parks near the office building, steps out holding her baby, enters through the glass door, and the lobby freezes again. People stare at her. No one smiles, no one talks loud, but nobody laughs this time. Nobody whispers insults like yesterday. They whisper questions now. Why is she here again? What is her connection with Adrian? Why did he hold her baby? What secret is hiding behind this? And the fear in their voices hides behind curiosity like masks hiding true faces. The receptionist sits with stiff shoulders. She forces a fake smile that looks painful. "Good morning," she says quietly, like she does not know whether to be rude or respectful. Sophia nods only once because she has no energy for fake greetings. She walks to the elevator. People move aside without speaking. The elevator rises slowly. Her heart beats faster as she remembers Adrian holding her baby, his eyes full of pain, his voice shaking with memories of his wife and child. She remembers his promise. "I will protect you if you are close." And she holds the baby tighter because closeness now means safety. She reaches the top floor, enters Adrian's private office. The door opens quietly. The room looks calm but full of tension like the air is thick. Adrian stands near his desk, looking at documents with strong eyes, but when he sees her, his face softens for one short second like warmth touches cold metal. "You are here," he says, his voice low but steady. Sophia nods. "Yes," she whispers. He looks at the baby and something passes through his face. That same silent emotion that nobody understands. Like the baby is a light only he can see. He prepares a small baby chair beside his desk, clean, new, soft, like he bought it in the night after she left. Sophia sees it and her eyes fill with tears she tries to hide, because nobody ever prepared anything for her child before. Nobody ever treated her baby like something precious. This small chair feels like a gift bigger than gold. She places the baby in the chair. The baby smiles, touching the seat like it is soft heaven, and Adrian watches with eyes that shine like memories waking up. Before she can speak, his office door opens without knocking. 3 HOA board members enter like storms wearing suits and fake power. Their faces tight with anger. Their eyes sharp like knives. They walk inside without permission because they believe they own everything in this community. Even the CEO, even his time, even his air. They ignore Sophia like she is invisible, like she is dirt on their shoes, and stand in front of Adrian with cold eyes. The oldest one speaks with voice full of poison. Hidden behind fake respect, "Adrian, we need to discuss what happened yesterday." Adrian does not stand or smile or offer handshake. He only says, "Say what you want." The board members look at each other because they expected fear, not calm strength. They push harder. "A poor woman brought a baby into your office, in front of the whole community staff. This is a violation of rules created to maintain discipline and image. This makes you look unprofessional." Adrian looks at them slowly, like he is studying insects crawling on a table. He answers with a voice that freezes the room. "Unprofessional is blocking an ambulance while a mother dies." The board members' faces change color, red then white. They look at Sophia, then the baby, then Adrian, like they heard something they should never hear again. The oldest one tries to control the conversation. "That was years ago. That situation has nothing to do with this woman." Adrian stands slowly, the room heavy, his eyes burning with quiet fire. "Everything," he says, "everything has to do with this woman and her child." His voice deep like thunder whispered through walls. The board members force laughter to hide fear. "This is emotional talk, not leadership. We must follow rules for the good of the community." Adrian steps closer, 1 inch at a time, like a lion approaching prey. "You talk about the community like you care, but all you care about is control, image, and money from fines. Families suffer, children suffer, and you wear suits and call it leadership." His voice is quiet, but the power in it shakes the men in front of him. They blink like someone, through light in their eyes. The youngest board member, with arrogant smile, points at Sophia and says with cruel eyes, "People like her are not welcome here. She is a charity case. She will lower our standard." Adrian moves so fast the man steps back without thinking. Adrian's face is so close the man loses his breath. "Say one more thing about her or her child, and you will not have a standard, you will not have a seat here, you will not have a name." His words sharp like blade. The man tries to swallow his pride, but it tastes bitter now. Sophia holds her baby close, her heart running fast, watching a war start in front of her eyes. A war she did not want but walked into because she had no one to leave her baby with. Because she whispered, "Sorry, I brought my baby," and changed everything without knowing. She feels fear but also strange pride watching Adrian defend her like she is a queen in a world that sees her as nothing. The board members see the CEO is not moving, not compromising. They change tactics. They bring papers from their bag like weapons. They throw them on the desk. "We are issuing fines," they say coldly. Their faces calm like they are giving good news. Sophia looks at the papers and feels blood leave her body. Her name written on them, heavy numbers, charges like unauthorized presence, baby disturbance, parking violation, even though she parked where they told her yesterday, even though her baby is silent, even though she did nothing wrong. Their hate printed in ink, like they want to crush her slowly, make her cry, make her quit, make her disappear from this perfect world. Adrian picks the papers without looking, tears them slowly piece by piece, without anger, without shaking, like he is tearing dead leaves. The board members freeze because nobody ever disrespected their documents like this. Not in their entire history. They shout, "You can't do that." Adrian looks at the torn pieces like snow in his hands. "I just did," he says, his voice like cold steel, "and if you ever put her name on a fine again, I will put your names on a court list the world will read." His eyes turn sharp like lawyer's knife. "I know everything about your accounts, your investments, your hidden land deals, your illegal pressure on residents." The board members step back like snakes touched fire. They did not expect this war from someone who once died quietly behind rules. They feel danger like shadows climbing their walls. The oldest board member tries the last weapon, his voice calm like poison mixed with honey. "Adrian, you are letting your emotional trauma control you. This woman is nothing. Her baby is nothing. Your past is dead, move on." And this one sentence crosses the line of pain inside Adrian's soul. He steps forward so fast the room seems smaller. His voice breaks for the first time. "My child is not nothing," and the silence after this sentence feels like heartbeats stopping in everyone's chest. Even Sophia turns cold because she hears the word "my child," and remembers his eyes when he held her baby. Remembers how her baby touched his face like they knew something she didn't. The board members leave fast, pushing the door like they are escaping fire. They walk out with faces full of fear and anger mixed like poison inside glass. Their whispers echo in the hallway. "We will destroy him. We will destroy her. The baby is weakness." And those words travel through the walls, even after they leave, even after the door closes. They stay in the air like smoke that never disappears. Adrian stands alone now, his hands on the desk, the torn papers scattered like broken truth, his breath heavy, his eyes dark. Sophia wants to talk, wants to thank him, wants to tell him to stop fighting for her. But when she opens her mouth, the baby laughs, pure, innocent, untouched by hate, untouched by war, and Adrian looks at the child like he heard music in darkness, like the laugh healed something for 1 second. He picks the baby gently like he is touching something holy. Sophia watches his hands, not shaking now, sure, strong. A man holding a child like he swore a promise at a grave, and now the promise is alive again in his arms. He whispers to the baby in a voice softer than she ever heard from him, "I will not lose you again." And Sophia's heart burns with questions she cannot speak, because the sentence feels like truth hidden under layers of secrets. Like he is not talking to her baby, but to his baby, to the child he lost, to the life that died because of rules. She stands slowly, her voice a whisper. "Why do you say my baby is important?" Adrian looks at her, his eyes deep like ocean hiding treasure and death together. He walks toward her slowly, the baby in his arms, his voice almost breath. "Because your baby is connected to my past more than you know." Sophia freezes. Her mind breaks into 1,000 questions. How? She asks, but before he answers, the office phone rings loud like alarm. Adrian's face changes. Cold again. He answers, listens quietly, says nothing, ends the call, turns to Sophia. They already started. She whispers, what? He answers, fines, letters, pressure, attacks. They want to break you to break me. Sophia feels fear crawl up her spine. She holds her baby. A tear falls, but she wipes it fast because she remembers yesterday. The pain in Adrian's voice, the promise in his eyes. She stands taller. I will not run, she says. Adrian's eyes soften. I know, he whispers. That is why they fear you. She never thought people in suits and millions fear someone like her. Someone with nothing but a baby and broken dreams. But now she understands power is not money. Power is truth with courage. Adrian walks to his desk, signs a document, gives it to her. This is your job contract. She looks at the paper. Her name written next to his name. Her heart stops. She never dreamed her name would stand beside a CEO's name. He says quietly, from today you are under my protection. Nobody touches you or your child. And the promise feels like shield made of steel around her life. She holds the contract with shaking hand. She looks at her baby sleeping again in Adrian's arms. She whispers, why do you protect us like this? Adrian does not answer fully. He only says one line that opens a door she is not ready to walk through. Because saving you is saving the family I lost. The words fall into her chest like stone thrown into deep water. Waves of confusion, shock, fear, hope crash inside her. She wants to ask 1,000 questions, but she sees Adrian turn away, his shoulders heavy, like if he speaks more he will break apart. She understands that part of the truth hurts him too much to speak now. She decides not to push, not today, not when war just started. Outside the building, the sky clears, the rain stops, sunlight touches the wet streets. The community looks peaceful again, but the peace is fake, like glass hiding fire. Inside the office, 2 lives change direction. Not with loud noise, but with quiet promise. A mother's fight and a father's pain becoming one story. The story of a baby who walked into the richest building in the city and made everyone freeze. A baby who reminded a broken man of the child he lost. A baby who will start a war without speaking a word. The clock moves, the day starts, phones ring, workers type, people whisper. The community breathes like nothing is happening. But behind walls, secrets move. Hate moves, truth moves, and Sophia stands in the middle of the storm without knowing what her baby is truly carrying. Love, blood, history, destiny. She only knows one thing today, one truth that sits in her heart like a burning star. We are not leaving, and Adrian looks at her baby one more time, like he is looking at the past, the present, and the future in one small human soul. And outside the office doors, the HOA board members meet in dark room. Voices low, plans sharp, eyes full of fear and anger. One says, find everything about her. Another says, find everything about the baby. The oldest says, if the truth comes out, we all fall. And the youngest whispers with hate, then the baby must not stay here. And the room becomes silent like a threat made with breath instead of weapon. And far away in Adrian's office, the baby sleeps safe and warm without knowing that powerful people just declared war on an innocent child, without knowing that someone wants to destroy the life that saved a man from his past. And this is how the real battle begins. Not with guns, not with shouting, but with secrets, fines, papers, lies, power, promises, love, and a single mother holding her child while the richest community in the city tries to break her. And a broken father rises again to protect the child he lost once. A child he believes came back in a form he never expected. The day moves slowly like time is afraid to touch what is happening inside the HOA community. Outside the sky looks calm. Clouds move like soft dust. Cars shine like mirrors. Rich families drink coffee and talk about nothing. They think their world is safe. Their rules are strong. But they do not know that under the calm air something deep is growing. Something like a storm trying to break silence. Inside Adrian's office, the atmosphere feels heavy like unspoken words fill every corner. Sophia sits at her desk quietly. Her baby sleeps in the small chair beside her, his face soft like peace, his hands open like he is holding dreams, and every time Adrian looks at the child his eyes change. Not like CEO, not like leader, but like a man remembering the shape of love. Sophia does not know what Adrian means when he says her baby is connected to his past. She does not know what secret he is hiding behind soft eyes and strong silence, but she feels it like heat in the air, like truth breathing behind walls. She writes documents slowly, learning the work, trying to stay normal, but her mind keeps moving, her heart feels strange, like she is walking on a road she cannot see but she knows it leads to something big. Every time she looks at Adrian she sees sadness mixed with fire. She sees a man broken by something too heavy for one heart. She sees someone who carries memory like weight on his shoulders. She wants to ask him everything. She wants to understand the connection between her baby and his past. But she does not want to open his pain like a door he is not ready to walk through. So she stays quiet and watches him from far like he is a story she has to read slowly. While she works, she hears people whisper outside the office. They talk about her baby, about Adrian holding the child, about the board members leaving with fear in their eyes, and their whispers sound like wind carrying poison. Some voices say Adrian lost his mind. Some say the baby is a trick. Some say the mother is using him. Some say there is something between them, and every word is heavy like stone thrown at her back. But she breathes slowly and remembers the night she came with fear and left with fire. In another part of the building, the HOA board members sit together in a closed room. The walls thick, the lights low, the air hot with anger and fear mixed like smoke. Their faces are tense like rubber stretched too tight. The oldest board member speaks with voice full of hate. Adrian is acting emotional. He is dangerous now. He will destroy everything we built. Another member nods, his eyes sharp like blade. He lost his family and now he sees his past in this child. We must stop him before he makes us lose control. We must use law, use media, use pressure. The youngest member leans forward, his voice low like snake moving in grass. First we must find everything about the baby, who is the father, where she comes from, why Adrian is connected to her. And the room becomes silent because they all know truth is their biggest enemy. They hire one of their private investigators, a man who knows how to find secrets quietly. He receives a file with Sophia's name, address, picture of the baby, and he reads it with cold eyes like he is reading about property, not people. He starts digging, he goes to the hospital where the baby was born, he talks to nurses, he checks adoption papers, he finds records that are not public. He sees signatures from a fertility program, and something inside the file makes his heart stop for 1 second. Something too huge to ignore. Something that connects two stories like two lines meeting at one point. He looks at the old signatures again, his eyes wide now. The papers show that before Adrian's wife died, she was a registered donor in a secret medical program. A program helping families have children through embryo donation. The program records show that the day Adrian lost his wife, one embryo from their donation remained preserved, and months later the embryo was given to a different mother through a quiet adoption process. That mother was Sophia. The investigator cannot believe it. The baby in Sophia's arms is not random child. Not just connection through memory. Not just emotional coincidence. The baby carries DNA of Adrian's wife, carries blood of the family he lost, carries the child he never lived to hold. The baby is not just reminder. The baby is piece of Adrian's past brought back by life itself. The investigator breathes fast, his hands shake. He sees something huge, something that can break everything, something that can destroy board's power, because if Adrian knows this truth he will fight with fire stronger than law, stronger than fear, stronger than rules. The investigator faces a choice. Tell the board or hide the truth and save his soul. But greed is louder than conscience. He prints the documents, puts them in folder, returns to board with fear in his eyes. The board members open the file with hands that sweat. Their hearts beat like drums. They read the truth line by line. Their faces turn pale like ghosts, the oldest member whispering like form of prayer. This child is Adrian's child through his wife. Another board member breathes like heavy man climbing tall stairs. If he finds out this truth, he will destroy us. This community will turn into war zone. The youngest member smiles cold like frost. Then he must never find out. And the plan starts in their minds like dark flower growing in mud. They must destroy truth before truth destroys them. Meanwhile, inside Adrian's office, nothing looks different. The world outside looks normal. But destiny moves quietly in every second. He stands near his desk signing documents, his shoulders heavy, his eyes deep. Sophia works across from him. Her baby sleeps, soft breathing like song from heaven. She watches Adrian secretly sometimes, wondering what is behind his eyes, why he looks at her baby like he is seeing a miracle. She tries to speak, "Adrian?" But before she finishes, he looks at her with a face that hides everything. "Yes." His voice soft. She wants to ask, "When you said my baby is connected to your past, what did you mean?" But her courage stops, her throat closes. She looks at her hands and says something else. "Thank you for protecting me." Her voice small. Adrian stands still for 1 second. Like the sentence touches something broken inside him. He says quietly, "I do not protect you. I protect what is right." But she hears truth hidden under the words. He protects her because he sees his lost life in her baby's eyes. Afternoon arrives. Sun falls slowly through the glass windows. The light hits the baby's face. Adrian watches the child like someone watching sunset after years of darkness. His eyes shine like tears that never came out. He steps closer, just looking, not touching, afraid to break something sacred. Sophia sees this and her heart grows heavy with questions she cannot carry alone anymore. She stands slowly, holding the desk for support. Her voice shaking like fear walking on thin ice. "Adrian, what if this baby is really connected to you? Not just by memory?" Adrian turns to her, his face sharp with confusion, pain, hope mixed. "What do you mean?" She breathes fast. "I don't know, but sometimes when you look at him, I feel like you know him." Adrian steps closer, the air between them full of secrets. "Sometimes I feel like he knows me." His voice breaks when he says it, like admitting truth he hides even from himself. Before they can continue, someone knocks the door loudly, too loud, like danger knocking. Adrian opens the door and his assistant enters with pale face holding a sealed envelope, his voice low. "This came from legal office, marked urgent." Adrian takes the envelope, his hands calm but eyes sharp. He opens it slowly, pulls out documents. His face turns from confusion to shock in 3 seconds. His fingers freeze. He reads again, slower, like he is afraid of every word. Sophia sees his face. Her heart jumps. Fear climbs her spine. She whispers, "What is it?" Adrian looks at her baby, then at her, like he is holding the truth in his eyes. His voice breaks for the first time in front of her. This file says something impossible." His hands shake once, just once, but she sees it. He steps back, trying to breathe, his voice soft. "The fertility program, the embryo donation, the timing. Sophia, your baby?" His voice cuts like knife cuts thread. He looks at the child sleeping. Tears fill his eyes without falling. He whispers like man talking to dead memory. "This child carries my wife's DNA." The world stops. Sophia feels like floor disappears under her feet, like her bones turn to air. Her eyes widen. She grabs the desk because her body cannot stand the storm in her heart. She whispers one word that breaks into pieces in her mouth. "What?" Adrian's voice becomes soft like Scar. "Before she died, my wife donated embryos for families with no children. One embryo survived. It was given to adoption. You received it unknowingly." The words fall like stars breaking through sky. Sophia shakes her head slowly, like someone refusing miracle because it is too big to hold. She looks at her baby. Her eyes flood with tears. She whispers to her child, You are part of her." She cries not loud, just tears falling down her face like river. She could not stop even if she wanted. Adrian steps closer, his face broken open by truth, his eyes full of love and pain and shock. Like the dead part of his heart woke up screaming. He reaches the baby with trembling hand but stops before touching. Afraid to ruin moment. Afraid to break reality like dream. His voice too soft for the room. "All this time, I thought pain was the end, but you came with." His eyes her blood. He closes his eyes. One tear falls, slow, heavy, real. The kind that hurts before falling. He kneels beside the baby, his hand on the carpet, his face near the child like man meeting his lost destiny. He whispers, "I lost you once, but you came back to me." And the room fills with something more powerful than words, the sound of silence between two hearts meeting across death. Time, pain. Sophia cries quietly, watching a man break and rebuild in front of her eyes. She sees his pain turn into love that looks too big for a person to carry. She kneels too, beside him. Her hand on his arm because she understands now the weight he carried all these years. She whispers, "Then this baby is yours? Not by birth, but by love." And Adrian opens his eyes, tears inside them glowing. He nods slowly. "He is my wife's child. He is my child." The truth hangs in the air like light filling every shadow. But outside this moment of miracle, the world moves dark. The board already received the same file through another channel. Their plan is ready. Their fear turned into weapon. They decide to use the truth as destruction instead of love. They move fast, faster than pain can heal. They prepare legal attack. They call lawyers. They create fake accusations. They plan to take the baby away from Sophia through court claiming illegal adoption. They do not care about child. They care about killing Adrian's heart completely, because a man fighting for his child is stronger than any board, stronger than any rule. In the same second, this truth becomes light inside Adrian's office. It becomes darkness in the boardroom. One truth, two faces. Sophia and Adrian kneel near the child, tears falling like prayer, hearts shaking like world falling apart and coming together in one breath. They do not know what is coming. They do not know how far the board will go. They do not know they have only minutes of peace before war enters the room like wind made of iron. Adrian touches the baby's head slowly, like fragile glass. Like something holy he waited for all his life without knowing. He whispers a promise to the child, his voice shaking like oath. "I will never let anyone take you away." And Sophia closes her eyes, holding her baby, knowing love is about to fight power, knowing truth is about to fight lies, knowing she is not alone anymore, knowing this child is more than her heart. This child is history returning to life. And outside the window, the HOA community looks peaceful. The grass perfect, the houses shining. But behind every door fear hides. Behind every smile envy lives. Behind every law cruelty breathes. The sky begins to change color. Evening comes slowly, like world preparing for storm soon. And in this office, two stories join into one. A mother who walked into battle because she had no babysitter. And a father who found his child again in the arms of a woman he never met before yesterday. The truth is out. The connection is real. The love is burning. The danger is moving. And this is only the beginning of what fate planned long before Sophia ever whispered, "Sorry, I brought my baby." Night falls on the HOA community like a slow shadow. The sky outside Adrian's office turns deep blue. Lights glow in clean windows. Rain smells still in the air. The baby sleeps on the sofa wrapped in Adrian's jacket like the child is resting inside truth itself. Sophia sits near him, wiping her tears quietly with her own sleeve. Her eyes red but shining because her whole world just changed in one breath, one moment of truth. She holds the baby's small foot gently. Her voice in her heart whispers, again and again, "He belongs to her. He belongs to him." Like prayer she never imagined saying in her life. Her mind spins like storm, but her heart feels strangely calm. Like truth is heavy but peaceful. Like destiny finally showed its face after hiding behind pain. Adrian stands near the window, looking at the dark street below like he is looking at past and future together. His arms crossed, his breathing slow, his eyes full of tears that never fall, like he is fighting inside himself between the memory of the child he lost and the child sleeping only 5 steps away. He touches the glass with his fingers like he is touching a memory carved into world. He whispers in low voice, "All these years I believed death took everything. But now I see life brings back what love refuses to let go." His voice breaks on the last word. Sophia hears it. Her eyes feel full again. She stands slow, walks to him. She places her hand on his arm, soft, not heavy, just enough to show she is here, not a stranger now, but as someone who carries a piece of his heart in her arms. He turns to her, his face soft but tired like truth opened old wounds and poured new light into them at the same time. He says, "Sophia, this child is family to me, not just memory, not just blood. This child is continuation of what I lost." She nods slowly, her voice shaking but honest. "He is your wife's baby. He is your child in this life. And he is my son. I carried him. I gave birth to him. I love him." Her voice cracks. "I will never give him away." The sentence hits Adrian like something sharp and sacred together. He nods. I know nobody will ever take him from you. And when he says it, the air in room changes, like world outside rotates in different direction now, like two lives locked hands with fate itself. But destiny never gives without testing, never gives without shaking the ground under feet. In the boardroom on the other side of building, the HOA members sit with hunger in their eyes, cold faces, thick documents on table. Their voices whisper like knives moving through dark. They hold the same truth that Adrian and Sophia just received with tears and love, but they hold it with fear and greed instead. One member slams the table. If Adrian proves this baby is his wife's child through donation program, entire community will support him. He will become symbol of justice. He will destroy our power. Another member nods, his voice shaking with hate. We must turn truth into danger, not hope. We must use adoption law, custody law. We must take the baby legally, break both of them, break their heart and win control. The youngest member smiles like someone who enjoys other people's pain. We will make Sophia look criminal. Poor woman stealing rich man's baby. Illegal adoption. Fake documents. Adrian will collapse emotionally. Board will win legally. And plan forms like poison cloud. Quiet, invisible, deadly. They call a corrupt lawyer who served them many times. A man with smile like broken mirror. He listens to plan with greedy eyes. He takes documents that show adoption history. He twists facts into fake crime. He writes legal complaint with cold hands. The complaint demands immediate custody hearing, demands investigation, demands baby removed from Sophia's care until truth clarified. They know truth is real, but they want law to be weapon, not justice. They want to cut Adrian's heart in front of whole community. Next morning comes quietly, no storm, no rain, just silence like deep breath before scream. Sun rises over rich houses. Sprinklers water green lawn. Women walk dogs, people jog. Nobody knows war papers are moving through city like cold wind. Sophia wakes early. Her baby smiles sleepily. She kisses him with gentle lips, saying good morning with tears she hides. She drives to office. Her heart beating with fear and hope mixed like ocean waves. Her mind replaying Adrian's words. Nobody will take him from you. She holds that promise like armor over her heart. She enters building. This time people stare more than whisper. Some eyes soft with respect. Some eyes sharp with jealousy. Some eyes scared because they know if CEO protects a poor mother, everything can change in this perfect cage called community. Adrian waits in office, papers on desk, screen open, searching fertility program records. His eyes tired but burning with focus, like father preparing battlefield to protect child. He looks up when Sophia enters. Something in his face relaxes, like her presence brings piece of light he needs to survive day. He touches baby's cheek gently, whispers, "Little fighter." His voice so soft it breaks Sophia's heart in warm way. She starts working quietly. Adrian calls hospital for verification, speaks to lawyers who are loyal to him, preparing to reveal truth in strong way, preparing to fight board not with anger, but with law, with truth, with love so real it scares corrupt hearts. But before he finishes call, a loud knock hits door like hammer. Adrian looks at door with sharp eyes. "Come in," he says deep voice, and two men in black suits enter. City legal officers, holding official document in hand. Their faces blank like stone. No anger, no kindness, just duty wearing mask. The officer speaks formal voice that feels like knife made of law. "Mr. Adrian Blackwell, Miss Sophia Hayes, by order of temporary custody review issued under community law. This child must be held for protective evaluation." Time stops. Air disappears from room. Sophia's body freezes like ice poured in her lungs. She grabs baby closer instantly, like instinct stronger than thought. Her voice breaks into scream she tries to control. "No, no, what are you saying?" Her hands shake, her chest burns, like someone cut her heart with word, temporary. Adrian steps forward fast. No fear, only rage controlled by sharp mind. "Get out," he says, quiet but heavy like thunder buried underground. The officer shakes head. "We follow legal order signed by judge requested by HOA board." Sophia feels world spin. Her ears ring. She screams again. "My baby is not a case. He is my son." Her voice rips through room like broken glass. She holds baby so tight the child wakes and starts crying. Small voice like wounded bird. And that cry kills Adrian from inside. His heart breaks again like past returning in one sound. He moves fast, steps between officers and Sophia. His eyes completely dark like storm without lightning. His voice deeper than anything they heard. Nobody touches this child. Officers show papers. Adrian rips them from hands, reads fast. His eyes see words made to destroy his heart. Temporary custody hold. Investigation into adoption legality. Protective state care. Risk of emotional influence. The lies bleed through paper. Signed by judge who owes favor to HOA board. He throws papers on floor. The sound sharp. He steps so close the officers take step back. His voice becomes sharp and controlled like blade. Tell the judge Adrian Blackwell refuses order. This child stays with his mother. You try to touch him, you go through me. His body stands like wall built from grief and fire. The officers hesitate because they know Adrian is powerful. Not just rich, powerful. His name can shake court. His company funds city. His signature makes judges fear news headlines. They try soft tone. Sir, you can appeal later. Let us take child for now. Sophia screams like life exploding. Later? He is my baby. I gave birth to him. I am his mother. She cries so hard she almost drops. Adrian holds her before she collapses. His hand on her back, strong, steady, like iron becoming support for broken tree. He looks at officers again. Cold voice. Leave. The word so heavy it feels like door closing on world. The officers look at each other. One whispers, "We will return with police." Adrian nods slow, eyes full of deadly calm. Bring army. This child stays here. And they leave, leaving papers like poison thrown in room, closing door like war starting. Sophia falls on knees, holding baby, crying into small shoulder like her whole world is ending in one morning. Her tears fall on baby's skin. Baby cries louder. Scared, Adrian kneels with her. His arms around them both, like man trying to hold entire world in broken arms, his voice soft. I promised you, nobody will take him. She looks at him with eyes full of love and pain and fear all together. They will try. She whispers, and Adrian nods, his voice like stone breaking ground. Let them try. I already lost one child to this community. I will burn the gate before I lose second. He stands, carries baby gently, gives child back to Sophia, wipes her tears with his hand, his touch soft like wind, his eyes full of something she never saw in any man. Fatherhood born from ashes, love that survived death, courage bigger than law. He whispers fierce, we fight back today. He calls his legal team, tells them to prepare emergency injunction, tells them to find judge outside HOA influence, tells them to gather embryo records, hospital records, DNA proof. He decides to do something bigger than courtroom, reveal truth to community itself. Evening comes again, golden sun on glass buildings. Neighbors walk outside without knowing what fire is ready to explode behind elegant walls. Adrian calls mandatory community meeting at Central Hall. People gather slowly, curious about chaos they smell in air. Board members sit with cold smiles, acting innocent like they did nothing. The corrupt lawyer beside them, waiting to cut hearts with paperwork. Sophia sits front row holding her baby like queen holding crown made of life. Her eyes swollen from crying, but fire burns inside them. She looks at board with hate she never imagined she could feel. She looks at Adrian on stage, his body straight, his face calm, his heart burning. He looks like soldier with war in eyes but peace in voice. He stands at microphone. Silence spreads heavy like blanket across hall. No whisper, no movement, only breath of hundreds waiting. He starts speaking slow but clear, his voice not shouting, his words not angry, just truth sharp like glass. Years ago this community killed my family with a rule. Whole hall gasps, people whisper. Some already knew rumors. None expected him to say it loud in hall full of rich faces. He continues, my wife and unborn child died at gate because board valued silence over life. His voice cracks, just one time, but he continues. Yesterday I discovered something that changed everything. One embryo from my wife's donation survived. One child with her DNA lives today in arms of mother who saved his life by love. People whisper louder. Heads turn toward Sophia, eyes shocked. Tears appear in some faces. especially older women, mothers who understand pain without needing details. Adrian points at Sophia, his voice soft but powerful. This baby is my family. Hall explodes with shock. Some people cry, some gasp, some stand. Even board members freeze because they did not expect him to speak truth so loud, so bright, so early. The corrupt lawyer stands, tries to speak legal lies. Adoption has suspicious elements? Adrian turns to him with eyes that silence oceans. Suspicious element is this board trying to steal a child from his mother to protect their power. Hall murmurs angry. People start to feel truth in their bones. The oldest board member stands with fake calm voice. Mr. Blackwell, we understand your emotional pain, but law must be followed. Adrian steps forward, final blow in voice softer than whisper. Law without humanity is crime. Silence falls like storm breaking through light. His voice rises like wave. No rule, no power, no paper can separate mother from child, especially when that child is the last breath of someone I loved. The hall erupts into emotional reaction. Some clap, some shout support, some cry holding hands. People with children in arms shake heads at board. Anger spreads fast like fire through dry leaves. Neighbors stand against board members physically. Security steps forward but stops because even guards understand they stand with wrong side. Sophia feels energy like storm. She stands slowly, tears on her cheeks shine under light, holding her baby high like she is holding truth above lies. Her voice breaks but loud. I am mother. I will die before someone takes my child. The hall roars like wave hitting rocks. Hearts break, hearts burn. Board tries to leave hall. People block exit, shouting shame, murderers. We know what you did. They run like rats under light, cornered by truth. The corrupt lawyer hides behind papers, a shamed face. Adrian walks to Sophia slowly, looks at the baby in her arms like seeing sunrise after years of night. Tears fall from his eyes finally in front of everyone. Not silent tears this time, real tears, heavy, full of love, full of grief, full of fight. He touches the baby's head, kisses forehead gently like father greeting child after long journey through death. He whispers with voice breaking but alive. I could not save my first child, but I will protect you. The baby looks at him, eyes wide like stars, touches Adrian's cheek again like memory repeating from first moment they met. Hall silent like world holding breath for a baby's touch. Sophia leans her forehead against Adrian's shoulder, crying quietly because love and pain mix too strong to hold. And Hall turns into place of truth, not rules. Love, not power. Community, not prison. Mothers come forward. Families stand beside them. People shout that baby stays with Sophia, with Adrian, with love, not law written by men hiding greed. Outside the hall night begins, stars visible, wind soft, but inside heart's war is not over because board will not give up easily. They lost hall, they lost image, but they still have law like weapon, they still have judge like puppet, they still have corruption like shield. As people leave hall, promising to protect baby, promising to fight with them, Adrian whispers to Sophia, this was first battle, not last. She nods, holds baby close to her heart, her voice small but full of iron. I am ready for everything. She looks at her child, wipes tears, whispers against small ear. You came from love, and love will protect you. In boardroom later that night, board members shake with anger. One says, he won today, but tomorrow law is ours. Another says, we will break him with custody case. He will lose everything. Youngest smiles like shadow with teeth. We will take baby from mother, and we will kill his spirit forever. And darkness fills room like smoke. Plan sharpens like blade, but they forget one thing. A mother without fear and a father whose heart came back to life is strongest war the world can face. And in car driving home, Sophia watches baby sleep against her chest. Adrian drives beside her like guardian waking after years of death. Their silence full of strength. Their eyes full of promises, and world outside looks calm again. Like community did not just witness love fighting law. Like fate did not just change direction in one night. But truth moves quiet. Like baby breathing, small, soft, unstoppable. This is not end. This is beginning of war that will break walls, break lies, break hearts, and rebuild new world from pieces of old pain. Because stories started with whisper sorry, I brought my baby, And now world whispers back, this baby is destiny.